Hello everyone, this is Angela with Ferry by Ferrino, and today I'm going to be doing a lesson on how to do the knit stitch. This video is made for the absolute beginner. This is knitting 101. So let's begin. To learn the knit stitch, you should have already cast it on. Now, if you don't know how to cast on, check out my other videos. I have one specifically on how to cast on. When it comes to knitting, you have two basic stitches. You have your knit stitch and your purl stitch. To understand the difference, when you look at the knit stitch, you'll see that it creates a whole bunch of V's. And that's how you can tell between a knit stitch and a purl stitch. Your purl stitch is going to be more horizontal lines. Something to remember for any knitting project, as a right-handed knitter, whenever you start a row, your empty needle, which is called your working needle, is always going to be on the right side. Whenever you are doing a knit stitch, be mindful always that your yarn is being held in the back of your work. This is very important. The way you hold your yarn will be dependent on your own preferences. And I like to wrap my yarn around my pinky and then wrap it around my index finger. But if you're beginning, just hold it whichever way is most comfortable. The way I'm going to be showing you is going to be a right-handed English way of holding the yarn. If you want to hold your yarn in the left hand, which is a continental way, go ahead. Just try to figure out what's most comfortable for you. We're going to start with some still images, and I'm going to go into great detail on how to do the knit stitch. If you just want to see the video and knit along with me, you can go ahead and fast forward through this part. The first step is going to show you that with your working needle, you're going to insert it into the first loop. We can move to step 2, which shows you how to do this. You're going to take your working needle and you're going to insert it into the loop from the front and on the left side of the loop. And after you insert into it, it should end up in the back on the right side of the loop. Step 3, you're going to take your yarn, which I'm holding with my index finger, and you're going to wrap it around the working needle. You're going to wrap it from the back to the front and from the right to the left. Now we get to step 4, which is where you're going to take your working needle and carefully you're going to remove it from that initial loop that you inserted it from. Step 5, after you've removed your working needle, you're going to take that loop that we've been working on and you're just going to slip it off the needle. And step 6 shows you the end result, which is one knit stitch. We're going to start the slow motion video. So take your working needle and you're going to insert it into your first loop knitwise. You're going to take your yarn and you're going to wrap it around the working needle from the back to the front. Now you're going to take your working needle and slip it from that loop, and now you're going to take that loop and slip it off the left needle, and that's a knit. So insert the working needle knitwise into the first loop. Wrap your yarn around the working needle from the back to the front. Remove your working needle from the loop and remove your loop from the left needle. And again, insert knitwise, wrap it around the needle, remove the needle, remove the loop. And that's it. That's the knit stitch. Now, if you need to go back into the video and watch it again, go ahead. Just keep practicing until you get it. And when you get to the end of your row, to start your next row, all you have to do is turn your work around. So you have your working needle always on the right side, and your work that's already finished should be on your needle on the left side. Give yourself a nice big pat on the back because you just learned how to do the knit stitch. Now, once you feel comfortable with the knit stitch, go ahead and watch my next video, which is how to do the purl stitch. And once you understand that, you'll have your 2 basic knitting stitches down. And with those 2, you'd be so surprised how many different projects, beautiful projects you can do with just those 2. This was Angela with Ferri by Ferrigno, and I hope that you have a great day. Happy knitting!